What's up guys, Mad Fragger. Hey, I'm back again with another fragrance review video, but today the video may be a little bit longer. I am going to rank my 20 Lataffa fragrances from the one that I like the least to the one that I like the best. I'm going to go through this as quickly as I possibly can because there is 20 fragrances. I'm not going to get into very heavy into any of them. Just kind of let you know really quick what I think about them and why they're ranked where they are on the list. These are all going to be my opinions, of course. And I have a lot of budget Middle Eastern fragrances. I have a lot of dupes in my collection, but Lataffa is easily the one that I have the most of. And I figured that I would just kind of let you know where they stand in my mind as far as the fragrances that I have in my collection. So at the bottom, we've got Body Oud Sublime. This is fruit punch and florals, and I don't care for it that much. Do not wear it. Probably will end up trading this one at some point. I could see that there could be some folks out there that would like this one, but it's not for me, although it does have decent quality and performance though. The next one is going to be Opulent Oud, and closely behind that is Chic Chiuk. These are both very, very similar. These are both going to be like $15, $17 low end of the price point Lataffa fragrances. And these are both generally going to be a rose oud fragrance. Now, I do feel like this one is going to be a lot more, as far as the oud go. The oud is a much skankier oud here, and it's got some synthetic feel, a real synthetic feel to it. It's got some a little bit of screechiness. Definitely smells like what it costs here, and it's not the greatest rose oud fragrance that I ever put my nose on. And same thing here, but this one is a little bit more smoothed out, does have a little bit more kind of character to it, and this one is slightly better than the Opulent Oud, although this one I'm not a real big fan of either. The next one is one that, I mean, this one is not a bad fragrance. I'm not a big fan of either of these first three. This one is actually decent. The thing here is, this one is going to be best for if you're one of those folks that likes to layer. That's what this fragrance is really going to be the best for, is layering with other fragrances to give them a pineapple zip, because this is a very linear, very one-dimensional pineapple fragrance. Fresh, juicy pineapple with a light woody base, and it is really good for layering. Quality's good, performance is pretty good. Not the greatest, but performance is decent, and it does add a nice zip to other fragrances if you want to use it for layering. The next one is one that I actually do like quite a bit, and that's Body Oud Amethyst. And this one is also a rose oud. This one suffers from a lack of versatility, most of all, because it is a winter fragrance. I would say that this is definitely best suited for cold weather. It has really good performance, like beast mode performance. This thing performs great. The rose oud in this is much better balanced and much more likable than in these over here. And the only thing that is a negative on this one is going to be the fact that it's not going to be the most versatile fragrance. Much better in the wintertime, in the cold weather. The next one we got is, matter of fact, I'll just do these two kind of together, and that's going to be Al Farsan and Al Farsan Untamed, the most recent flanker. So this one I've had for a good amount of time, a good couple years. This is again a very, very linear kind of pineapple bomb style of fragrance, although it does have a little bit more personality to it, and it's a little bit more complex than the Rave Now. The pineapple in here is a little bit more of a caramelized pineapple, and it is a really good kind of like has a really good depth to it. That gives it a really good depth, but it's still, kind of like a lower end, what I would consider to be a lower end fragrance as far as quality, as far as performance goes. Moderate performance, moderate quality, and you know what I mean. Really just a pineapple, a really heavy pineapple and wood fragrance is what you're going to get here. Now, the next one, this one I have not had for very long. I've only had this for a very short time. I have not given this a wear yet, even just a test spray. I haven't even given it a full wear, but this is supposed to be similar to Najim from Eros Najim. And so I've not had a chance to try Najim, so I can't tell you how similar it is to that. But the jury is really still out on this one. I think it, much like the Al Fursan, the original, it has moderate performance and moderate, as far as quality goes. The scent profile here is much better than in the original. Um, this one is more of a warm, spicy kind of a winter fragrance, but it does open with some good freshness, however, and kind of dries down with a little more of a creamy kind of caramel in the back end. But this is not one that I've really had a lot of time with, and it may move up the list as far as I may wear this one a little more and get to like it a little more as time goes on. But for the time being, it's going to sit down here. So the next fragrance I got for you is going to be, I have 3 of these Qaid fragrances. There's 3 in this line. This one here is Al Shabab, and this is kind of the one that came out in the middle in this line. This one is going to be, these are all leather fragrances. All these Qaids, they're all leather based. This one is like a brown leather bomber jacket kind of style of leather. Like picture like a booth where they make like custom belts and bags and stuff, like raw, rough kind of leather. And then it's got some really nice florals that kind of complement that leather in here. And it does come off very classy. It does come off very nice. And if you are a fan of that kind of like, brown leather kind of smell, then this is one I think you would really like. Moderate performance, moderate on quality. Very decent fragrance for the price, but one that not everybody's going to get on board with for sure. All right, what do we got next here, guys? The next fragrance on the list is going to be Body Al Oud, Oud for Glory. Now, this one, when I first got this a couple years ago, when I kind of started collecting, I picked this up. Didn't really care a whole lot for this fragrance from the rip. But as time has went on, I've really come to appreciate this a lot more. I do wear this occasionally. I do like it quite a bit. I have another one from Armaf, Odyssey Oud, which is also very similar to Oud for Greatness from Initio, which is what this fragrance is similar to. And to be honest, I really kind of prefer the Odyssey because it wears a lot smoother and it's a little more versatile than this one. This one's a lot more punchy, but it is a good fragrance. It is one that I wear occasionally, and it's one that I think is worth picking up for sure, but not one that everybody is going to get on board with, right? Like that's one that some folks are not going to care for as much. The next one that I got here is going to be Fakar. Now again, let's remember, this is a list that's based on just my personal preferences. I know how popular YSL EDP is, which is what this fragrance is similar to. And I know how popular this fragrance is because it is a very popular choice as an alternative to YEDP. I feel that this one has moderate quality, moderate performance, and the scent profile is very good. It does, really kind of nail that YEDP scent, but again, it's not anything special. It's not like something that's jumping out of the box or really rocking your socks off or nothing. But it is a very good, solid, versatile fragrance that you can wear that every day. That can be a daily driver for you, especially like in warmer weather. This is going to be great. Really good freshy, and it does do a good job of duping YSL EDP. And it's one that I think is definitely worth picking up for the price point. There's good price to value ratio on this one because you're only going to pay about 20 to 22 bucks or something like that, I think, the last I looked. This is a very affordable fragrance for what you're going to get from it because it is a really great daily wear style of fragrance. Next up, we have got OG Lataffa Camera. Like everybody has seen this thing, everybody knows what's going on here. When this originally came out and when I picked this up, which was a couple years ago, this was, you know, the end all be all for Killian Angel Share dupe. Like when you were looking for a Killian Angel Share dupe, this is the one people pointed you to. This is the direction that they pointed you in. Um, in my opinion, I don't think that this is a really, you know, spot dupe of Angel Share. But then again, what is? Uh, you know, but there are quite a few Angel Share dupes that I've tried that do it better than this one. This one is going to be very sweet, very gourmandy, very casual. And then, of course, you've got the flankers to this one. One in particular being Kawa, and that one has an added note of roast coffee, which gives it a little bit of maturity, makes it a little bit more complex, a little more grown up, a little better in my opinion. And for somebody buying their first Kama fragrance, I would say go with Kawa and kind of skip on the original. Although I do think it's a really good fragrance, and it is really good for what it is and for what it does. Um, it is one that I don't reach for that often at all, and it's one that really is stays in the collection for posterity more than anything, because I do have other fall, winter, warm, spicy fragrances that I prefer to wear over this. But you know, Lataffa Camera for a lot of people is, you know what I mean, like a must-have in their collection, and I get it. For me, this is where it lands in my collection. Next up, we've got a hidden gem. One of my favorite fragrances that there are, not the fragrance, but one of my favorite types of fragrances, which is one that nobody ever talks about, nobody ever brings up. You don't see this come up in other list videos. You don't see people doing reviews of this. I think even when this thing, probably ever since the day this came out, nobody's given it much mind. But let me tell you from, you know, from personal experience here, this one, I really should have it higher in the list, but just because there's so many here, I have so many Lataffas that I really like a lot, it's hard to, you know, you start to get up near the top of the list and you start to kind of like, well, no, maybe this, or no, maybe here. But this is where it ended up landing. This is Lataffa Cherie. And this is a wonderful fall winter fragrance that has some booziness, great vanilla. There's some spiciness here. This is basically just like a warm, spicy, boozy, vanilla winter fragrance that's really good for cold weather, performs really good. I mean, you'd be surprised at how well this performs, especially at the price point, and how good the quality is here. This goes on really nice and smooth, and it does have some really good kind of depth to it, and you know, really like wears off of your skin really great, projects really good, performs really well. I like everything about this fragrance except the bottle. The bottle is kind of goofy. You got this big oversized weird cap, and you know, it is kind of a goofy looking bottle here. The presentation itself, it is 100 ml, although it doesn't look like it, you know, again because of the bottle. But this is a gem, guys. This is one that it's only like 20 bucks. If you see this, throw this in your cart and try it out because it's worth checking out. And I think that if more people would give this a shot, they would realize that it's actually one that's worth having in your collection for the winter time, for fall and winter, and it's a really good one to reach for when the weather's cold. That is one that I probably should have put that a little further up, but again, really hard to make these decisions once you start to get nearer to the top of the list. Next up, we've got another flanker of Lataffa Qaid. Earlier we had the Shabab, the Al Shabab. This is going to be the Qaid Intense. Now, this fragrance I picked up because the word around the campfire was that it was a DHI similar fragrance. It was supposed to be a dupe of DHI. I was at the time kind of hunting for a decent DHI dupe. Grabbed this up really quickly. As soon as I heard about it, as soon as I heard it came out, I got it. Paid more for it than I should have, yes. But when I get it in and I started kind of wearing it and I started kind of like, hearing some kind of whispers going on about it, I realized that this is in fact not a dupe of DHI. It is a very good dupe of Givenchy Gentleman Reserve Privé. The iris in here is just fantastic. Lataffa did a great job on this fragrance. It's very classy. It's very opulent. It's definitely one that you need to pick up if you like the note of iris and you like an iris fragrance, like a really classy iris fragrance, but you're looking for something on a budget that's going to get you there. This one is going to do that for you. I think it is an excellent, excellent, leather, fall winter leather fragrance with a beautiful touch of iris to it, and one that is really going to be great for like the office or for like maybe a young college student or something to for a going out like a special occasion out evening out kind of fragrance. Very classy and a very good one from Lataffa for this price point in this line. That's Lataffa Caid Intense. Very, very good one there. Next up, we've got Lataffa Assad Bourbon. This is one that I've also picked up very recently. I have not had this very long. It is most likely to climb up into, more kind of a territory up near the top of the list as time goes on, but I just got it. I've only worn it once, but what I can say is I was a little bit put back by the fact that I thought that this was, when you're looking at the presentation here and, the name of the fragrance, bourbon, this presentation, the way it looks, I got the idea. I had the idea that okay, this is going to be like a fall winter kind of warm, spicy kind of thing, but it isn't. This is actually going to be very similar to Azzaro, The Most Wanted, EDP, and it is going to be one that is really mass appealing. It's kind of slightly fresh. It's got a little bit of a fruitiness to it, but then in the back end, it's got a little bit of depth and a little bit of warmth. But I haven't really spent a lot of time with this one. I do think that it is really good quality and it had decent performance. One that's definitely worth picking up at this price point. And this Assad line, other than Zanzibar, which is horrible, this Assad line is actually a really good line, and this is yet another good addition to this line, I think. Assad Bourbon is a very good one. It's just not what I expected it to be when I first kind of like, caught wind of this fragrance. It didn't end up being, what I expected, but that's okay because it is very good. Next one on the list is the original Caid from this line, the Caid line. And this one here is going to be similar to a fragrance from Issa Miyake called Polaris, which I believe is a discontinued fragrance. And this is the best Caid fragrance in this line. I think that it is, as you can see by where it ends up in this list, I think it is a really, really high end Lataffa fragrance that nobody talks enough about. This has one of the most gorgeous sandalwood accords in it. Like in the near the base, into the dry down of this fragrance, the sandalwood in this comes across absolutely amazing. It is slightly boozy, it's leather, great vanilla, some spices, but again, in the base, the sandalwood in here really, really, shows up to the party. And the deep dry down in this one, the further dry down in this one is phenomenal. And I think that this fragrance is not appreciated enough and is not, talked about enough for how good it is. And, at a really good price point as well. So bravo to Lataffa on this one. This is excellent, excellent fragrance. Next up, we're going to start getting into the real big dogs here, the top 5. And at the 5 spot is Eternal Oud. This is very similar to Grand Soir from MFK. I have compared it up against that. I do think that it's very, very similar. Of course, as with any dupe, it's gonna, have some variations and a slight twist, if you will, from that. It's not complete one-to-one, but it is very similar to Grand Soir. And the plum in here is fantastic. The overall fragrance is one of the better vanilla fragrances that you're gonna find. The vanilla in here works beautifully. Um, Presentation is gorgeous. Of course, this is one of the original bottles. I got this a couple years ago when they still gave you the dome, this dome over the bottle. Nowadays, you still get the bottle, but it just comes in a regular box. This one is a great 10 out of 10 from Lataffa, in my opinion. Performance is excellent, 8+ hours, great projection, and the quality is really, really high. Like, this one smells like a top end designer fragrance to me and wears like it. So this one is a really, really good one from Lataffa. Next up, the Kingdom from Lataffa. Now, I had Le Male Elixir in my collection. I bought it. I liked it a lot. I wore it quite a bit. Really, really was digging the scent profile there. And then I got this one because I was just curious what Lataffa is going to do with this scent profile. And it come to find out, I like the way that this wears off my skin better than the original Le Male Elixir. I do like that this one is not as heavy as Le Male Elixir, not quite as heavy and resinous and sticky sweet. This one has more wearability, more versatility, and it's got this kind of smoothness to it that I don't feel is the same in the original in the Jean Paul Gaultier. And I ended up trading that one away and holding on to this. When I want to wear this Le Male Elixir profile, this is the one I reach for. The performance is really great, the quality is top end, and this is a really good dupe of Le Male Elixir. Now, there's other dupes of Elixir out there that I haven't tried that maybe if I did, maybe I would like them more. Who knows? But at this point, from what I've tried so far, this is all the Le Male Elixir dupe that I'll ever need. I don't think that I need to look any further because I love the way that this wears on my skin. Next up, and in the third spot, again a fragrance that I have not had very long. I just got this because this just came out. This is Lataffa Assad Elixir. This is the newest flanker in the Assad line, and this makes what, 4 now. You got original Assad, which I love very much, but I don't own anymore. I do have Sauvage Elixir here, but I need to get another bottle of Assad because I really do love that original Assad scent profile. And then, of course, the bourbon, which is turned out, I just got it recently. Turns out it's pretty decent. Zanzibar is complete, dumpster fire and completely terrible in my opinion. And then this one, I was expecting this. Again, this is one of those, like, around the campfire, folks were saying this was similar to Boss Bottled Absolute, but I don't agree with that whatsoever. This is maybe 20%, if anything, close to Absolute, whereas in the dry down, you're getting, it's a lot more woody than the original Assad. It's a lot more kind of chocolatey patchouli in here than the original Assad had. But you take that original Lataffa Assad DNA and put a couple twists on it, particularly like a kind of a fall winter sprinkling of some fall winter essences, and that is what you end up with is this. And it has really killer performance. Even though I've not had it very long, when I have worn this, it's performed excellent, and quality is top end, top notch, top tier. So this is a Lataffa that has very quickly shot its way up to the top, and I'm going to be wearing this one a lot this winter because this is a great winter banger that I think that is going to, as it goes on, is going to gain traction and gain popularity, and more people are going to find out how good this really is, and it's going to become very popular, just like the original Assad. Now, in the number 2 spot, neither of these in the 1 and 2 spot are all that versatile because both of these are very kind of like specific to what they're doing. Okay. And another thing, I can't really say with 100% certainty which one I would say is one and which one I would say is two. So I would just say that on any given day, either of these, one of these, it could be this could be number one today, and this could be number one another time, whatever. But so the first one we got here is one that I picked up in March, and I've been trying to tell people since March that this is a fall winter masterpiece banger from Lataffa. This is an original fragrance from Lataffa. It's not similar to, it's not supposed to be a dupe of anything specific, but it is going to be similar to some other things. It's going to get a little bit of that angel share DNA in here, a little bit of stronger with you in here sprinkled in. Basically, this is an original fall winter fragrance from Lataffa that is absolutely gorgeous. The vanilla in here is beautiful. There is a kind of a plum that you get in this fragrance that's adds a really nice character to it. Warm, spicy, cozy, great performance, like really good performance here, and quality is excellent. This is probably one of the best from Lataffa. I mean, I've heard a lot of folks say that they think that this is the best that they've tried from the brand. I don't know, because I haven't tried everything from Lataffa, so I can't say that. But out of all the Lataffas that I've tried and all the Lataffas I've owned, this is definitely, as you can see where it is in this list, call it number one, call it number two, whatever. This is an excellent fragrance that I definitely highly recommend that you pick up for fall winter. It's just a banger, and I've been like I said since March when I picked this up in March. I've been trying to tell people get this thing. This is going to be a complete bomb for fall winter this year, and I've been wearing this this season I've worn this a few times, and every time I wear it, I just love it to death. The other one is going to be Lataffa Atlas. This is the fragrance that I'm going to be probably picking as my favorite pickup of 2025. Now, granted, this time where we are right now in the winter time, this isn't the best time for this scent profile. As obviously, if you're speaking in social convention here, this isn't a fall winter fragrance by any means, but this is definitely the best one in my opinion that I've picked up in 2025. This is a very, very fresh, salty sea air, like a sea breeze kind of almost, with some oak moss in the base that gives it this really nice kind of green feel. And the performance here, this outperforms, I think, everything else in my collection. There's a couple that that may come close, but this really outperforms everything that I have. This is one that you need maybe one or two sprays. I'm an oversprayer, so I do 3 on this one. And people are going to smell you down the block. The downside to this one for a lot of people is that it's too strong. It's too punchy. It's too head turning. It's too attention grabbing, right? Because this thing, when you're wearing this, there is no question that you are in the house. A really good one, in my opinion, to wear outdoors. Like, this is a perfect summer fragrance. Like, if you're going to go to like a cookout, a barbecue, a pool party, something like that. Rayhan Pacific Aura is a good one for that kind of vibe, and so is this one. And this thing, just nuclear as far as performance goes. And the scent profile, maybe it's not for everybody, and I get it. Not everybody is going to get down with the same things, of course. But again, this list is a list that's based on my opinion, and in my opinion, this is my favorite Atlas, or my favorite Lataffa so far. This is, my favorite summer fragrance of this past season. Like, I wore the hell out of this past summer. I couldn't stop wearing this thing, and yeah, it only comes in the 50 mil. This isn't available in a bigger size. This is the size you get, but you really only need this size because it's just so strong that, I mean, you barely. I take the cap off. If I took the cap off of this fragrance and left the cap off and left the room for 5 minutes, when I come back in here, this whole room is going to smell like this, and I don't even have to spray it. Um, it's just extremely strong, but it's not the strength of this fragrance that that floats my boat. It is for me the scent profile more than anything, because I grew up in a beach town. It smells like ocean air. It smells like kind of like the air at the beach, and it really really kind of tickles me where I love and hits me right where I live. So this is my favorite Lataffa currently in my collection. Very closely tied with this guy here, as I said. And it's also my pick for my best pickup of 2025 as well. So, it's only like a $30-$35 fragrance. It's very reasonably priced in that budget range. So, you know, give this one a try, see what you think of it. I know that there's a lot of folks that kind of, bag on this and give it shit. But then again, I mean, what fragrance that, there's a lot of fragrances out there that are like that, where, you hear people kind of like saying this and saying that, and you almost get scared away from it. But then when you get a chance to try it yourself, maybe it ends up being one of your favorites. That's what happened with this one here for me. I picked this thing up and I fell in love with it. And, it is my favorite Lataffa currently at the time, although it's not very versatile. It's not like I'm going to wear it right now. I'm not going to wear this tomorrow. But when the warmer weather comes and I need something to wear in that warmer weather that's just an absolute flat out banger, I know that I've got it covered here. This is a really good one. And I'm not saying I won't wear this in the winter, because I will. There will be a few days here this winter that I will pull this out and wear it, because trust me, this thing's so powerful that you could wear this in like 12-degree weather outside and it's going to cut through that cold, even though it's a freshie, and lasts forever. It lasts weeks on clothes. Very powerful, very good, love it. Thank you for joining me for another video, guys. I know that this was really long. I just wanted to kind of like let you know what I think about these Lataffas, since it happens to be the most, the house that I have the most fragrances from in my collection. And granted, some of the opinions that I gave you on some of these weren't very succinct, but again, I was trying to go through them really quickly, and there's a few in here that I've not had for very long, so I haven't formulated a really great opinion on them yet. I haven't even done individual reviews on this guy. I haven't done an individual review on this one. So yes, the Elixir, there's some of them that I haven't even done, given really a fair shake yet, if I'm being honest. But this is where I sit for the time being as far as my Lataffa collection goes. Thank you so much for joining me for another video. Thank you for sticking around, especially those of you who watched the whole video and stuck around to the end. I appreciate it. I'm the Mad Fragger. Thank you so much for joining me for another video, and I'll see you next time.